And we are live. So, hello everyone and welcome. My name's Laney. This is Big Girls Really Do Cry, but it's also the BANISH bin, but in an alternative something or other.
Format.
Weirdness. I'm the one who's actually in the hot seat. So, these three lovely people, and then another 6 lovely people who will be coming on in 2 slots of 3 later, will be giving me the categories. And yeah, I do know what they are, so I've got everything written down. I'm prepared as best as I can. But yeah, it's weird being on the other side, though.
It's banished through the looking glass.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I know I filled them in pretty quickly, most of them. A couple I had to look up, like, to remind myself of stuff from back in the 90s, you know. But otherwise, I filled them in pretty quickly. But then I started to think of others for the same thing. And then that was a little bit of a thing. Like, I was getting, well, which one shall I do then? You know what I mean? And that,
if you have too much warning, then
yeah. And I was kind of thinking, but it is what it is. And they're done now. And whatever this will be, will be. But hopefully, this is the start of what is the 90s YouTube reseller charity festival that we're doing. So there'll be obviously this tonight. There's a movie chats thing on the movie chats channel. Basically, I will be quizzing them on their channel about the 90s. It's all 90s, and they are dressing up as 2 particular characters from the 90s. So that'll be good fun. And then the weekend is packed, which obviously ends with the Spice Girls, so that'll be really cool. So I think I'm going to say a few hellos and then we'll get started. Oh, but actually first, the link to donate is in the comment box below, as is everybody's channel who has a channel on here that is on here today. I'm sure you're all aware of everyone that comes on. I mean, Ian, what are you going to be doing on your channel? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, I've just realised to myself that, and that's why I've chuckled. I was actually pointing down when the other 2 were, and then realised.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
We'll just pretend we know.
Yeah.
Sharon was saying, "Oh, look at the smug faces. Look at their smug faces." And I'm thinking, yeah, especially Ian's.
Ian's given his helmet a special polish for tonight, haven't you, Ian?
Yeah. We won't talk about that now. Yeah.
Right. We'll see a few hellos and then we'll get started. So, we have Lexx and Sharon and RJ Resellers and Joan and Susan, and you'll be seeing some of these people in a bit that I've just mentioned there, and Elaine. And it's hard when everyone says hello to everyone else, because then you're like, have I said that? If I didn't? And then there's Chris and Steve and Dave, and Laurel and Richard and Kelly, Antoinette, Jodie, and Steve, and that's another Steve. I'm not just saying the same Steve every time. And Kelly, and Porky's Discounts, and Ben, and Joe, and Ashley, and Ian, and Sylvia, and Maggie, and Mandy, and Tea Cakes with Dave, and another Joan, and not Nigel, Niall. I'll get there. And Anne, and Gianna, and Derek, and and Tam, and Nicola, and Peter Ray, and Heather, who will be on in a bit later on, and Pat, and Chrissy, and where's the end? And another Mandy, and a Babs, and Nick, who's the lesser half of the half that's listed as on here. You know what I mean? The other half.
Some would say the older half, but I mean, I'm far beyond.
And Jason, and Phil, and Jay, and John, and we're at the bottom. Oh, and Christine. So I think I've got everybody, hopefully. And if I haven't, I apologise.
Can I just say you've got a lady in the side chat called Nicola B, and she says she's newish around here.
All
And I
right.
would just like to apologise in advance. Laney's channel is probably not normally like it's going to be tonight.
I don't know. You know, it does come to in Laney still.
Should we put a disclaimer across the bottom?
You don't usually see my lives, do you, Carla?
No, I'm normally in bed. You're a late night Laney. We've discussed
I'm
this.
a late night Laney, yes. And yeah, the sometimes, yeah.
Perhaps I should be watching the next day to catch the highlights.
Yeah, we should just do a highlight reel for it because it's usually quite funny. I mean, my accents the other week was, yeah, that was something else.
It's one way word.
Yeah. It sounded nothing like it should have been. Right. So I've done the introduction-y bit, started it off, and I think it's now just to hand it over to, I think it's you, Ian, first, isn't it?
It is indeed. Just to very quickly say that when being asked for a subject, you know, you kind of go through all the usual stuff and just want it to be a little bit different. And I think, obviously, you know, Robo Bitch being sort of a big part of your life, obviously, you know, I thought it was kind of like a nice subject to start with, really. So here we go. Robo Bitch, looking for three scenarios, please.
So basically, 3 adventures I have had in Robo Bitch that I want to banish.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
the basis of it, right?
And you know, I think most of the people have heard on the channel many of your adventures. I think it's one phrase for
probably.
it. Yeah.
Probably. Well, there was a few for this, to be honest. And I can tell you a couple that I didn't choose, which was people who are over helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if something's in front of me, I can reach. I've had people literally pick it up and hand it me, like this far from me. Like my hand's there, I can reach it, but they've literally just gone, "Do you want these mushrooms?" No, actually, I don't know. I was just looking. Thanks. You know what I mean? That's a bit weird, and I don't mean that in a nasty way. It's just like
no.
I don't the independence that I have got, I don't want it taken away from us as well. So it's kind of a little bit thingy. I don't know why I'm explaining that, because these are meant to be the ones that I didn't pick. So I just, you know what I mean? I'll just put the other 2 quickly, which was, was the only other one, I think. Oh, was it 2? Yeah. One was losing my wheel. That was a thing. So I haven't included it in the list, but it is obviously one I'd like to forget. And the other one is knobheads who park over the curbs. So that's the other bit where I can't get up the thing.
Just to say that knobheads is a technical Sunderland term for idiots.
Yeah, it's just the one that
listening. Yeah.
So my chosen 3, the first one is banks. And I don't mean like NatWest or Barclays. I'm talking about hills, or I should say inclines. Someone will be telling us off in the side chat, Susan. But like, yeah, because they're just a nightmare in a wheelchair, especially. It's so weird, right? Because when you're sitting, you sit at a flat level. If you're in a wheelchair, you have to sit like this, and it's not normal. You know what I mean? You like, it's so weird. And especially like sort of going down, you kind of like, it's like being in one of them fairground rides, you know, the ones where you kind of hang slightly. So it's kind of like that. And if it's coming up, you kind of think, and I'm just going to go back over on myself, or end up like scooting all the way back down, kind of thing. So banks are the bane of my life, because I've spent so many time just stopping at being at the top of them, thinking I can't go down that, or at the bottom of them thinking I can't go up that, type of thing, because of the fear. But also, one of the biggest things I have is that the airlocks go on the wheelchair. So I'll be at the top of a bank coming down, the airlocks will go and I'll be able to stop. So, and I told Lexx about this once, and I was laughing about it because, there's a really big bank near this quite major road. I said, if I'm coming down that and the airlocks go, I've actually planned where I'm going to crash. I know
Nothing like being organised.
Well,
because I thought I've got to know where I'm going to go, otherwise, like I'm going straight into the main road in front of whatever's coming.
Right.
So there's like this bush at one side, and I was going to go and hit the bush. You know what I mean? Thinking, oh, that would be thingy. And then I think Lexx pointed out that the bushes are usually quite sharp and spiky. So I was like, oh, actually, that actually might not be so nice. But
And your knickers might get stuck.
Yeah, there's that as well. Yeah.
Or found when she left them last time. Yeah, maybe.
So the banks are the first one.
Right.
The next one is stacks of cans of pop and Lidl. Now, I went into Lidl, right? And I was going around the aisles and had this stupid stack of a can of whatever. I think it was, I'm going to say Coke, right? It was maybe another choices are available. They had this stupid, really high stack, and it was kind of like just stuck kind of at the middle of an end of an aisle, but not quite right. So I went to go around the corner, and as I went to go around the corner, I hooked them onto the wheelchair, and then I pulled them round and I stabbed them, so they were going just all over the place, right? And I was sitting there going, and I'm trying to go back to get back off it. You know what I mean? So I was sitting like trying to go back and get back off, and I couldn't get back off because I was pulling them around the other way. So I'm like, oh my god, and I didn't know what to do. And in the end, this lad who worked there, he sort of come over and like just helped me off, and I left the shop. I just literally left the shop. I felt so bad because I was thinking, I'm going to have to pay for this. And if it either all falls down, it's going to be on me, one, or like it's going to crash into some poor old person to be going past and it'll just crash all over them. And I'm like, you know what I mean? And the stupid cans of stacks of stuff in the middle of on the ends of aisles or whatever, where they like didn't really think about it for wheelchairs. I'm not saying it was my driving, it could have been, but yeah,
no, it's nothing to do with your steering. No.
God, no.
And then the last one is I would like to banish lampposts. However,
you don't go out at night much, do you?
Not really. Not really. But it wasn't because of the night that it was a problem. It was there in the day as well. They don't.
It's more the fact that if you banish them, none of us will be able to go out in the night either.
that makes us all fair. You know what I mean? Makes everybody fair, doesn't it? I mean, they could stick them like off the side of a house or something. Like, you know, I mean, Mr. and Mrs. Bob down the road, I'm sure they wouldn't mind having some lamppost stick off the side of a house. Or they could, like, you know, put them on top of a wall to give us a bit more notice or something.
Did you not just go into the wall?
Probably, but I think it would have been better in a way. Because, right, the thing is I've literally just like, because this lamppost is outside, maybe it's just that lamppost I'll banish then if I'll be fair or something. But the lamppost is just outside of mine, and I literally just left the house, and I was going along, and a fly flew in my eye, and I thought I would just knock it out the way, and that would be it. Like, and I was just keeping going, and then I realised that it sort of wasn't going, but I never let go of the forward button on the wheelchair, so I was just going, but because I was I couldn't see with one eye. And, you know, you always kind of do that, didn't you? When you try and get something out your eye, you line a path sort of this. So my path, instead of going straight, I ended up going wonky. And the only thing I knew about it was when I was kind of going, how did I end up here?
Can you not banish flies?
Yeah, but then
yeah, I thought of that, yeah.
But this the fly didn't really injure us. It was the injury came from the lamppost. So I was kind of like hanging back like this, and I was kind of tilted back a bit. And this lamppost, and it sounds really bad, this lamppost was kind of between my legs, for want of a better way. One of the because there's like locks on the wheels on the foot plates. So one of the foot plates had kind of gone whoosh that way a little bit. So this leg was over there, and I've got lipedema and lymphedema, and the lump part of my lipedema kind of folded up on itself, and it smacked into the lamppost because obviously I was full speed and didn't know. And it caused a lot of injury and a lot of bruising and quite a bit of pain. And so, yeah, so that's my 3. You can.
Well, can I just conclude the last one? And I apologise in advance, but obviously, it's sad that you hurt yourself, but there is a little part of me that just wants to see the CCTV of the actual incident.
Yeah, I mean, and I think Martin asked if there was video footage of me with the can thing in Lidl, but there probably will be because Lidl will have security cameras.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we should get a camera to follow you around. You could probably make 250 quid a good day on you being framed for most of the things you do.
They'll do it with a full-time income.
Yeah.
But,
So,
okay.
yeah.
So we've got 3 choices then. So I need to choose one.
No, you don't need to choose one.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I haven't made out of rubber or something.
And I'll just bounce back off it, and then it'll be like a fun game, wouldn't it? I could just be get woo. And again, it will probably smash someone's house over that way. So maybe not such a good game for the person who lives there.
I think for me, out of the 3 choices, I think I'm going to save, although I'm tempted by a lamppost just from a humour point of view, I'm actually going to go with the stacks of the can of Coke. Because I thought of you sort of piercing cans in little, and Coke spraying everywhere. It just really humorous to me, to be honest.
I was horrified at the time.
Oh, God, yeah. I think that's one of those things where you're horrified at the time and just chuckle about it later. But a bit like going on one in Laney's lives. But anyway, I'm going to say the can of Coke, which leaves obviously the banks and the lampposts. So obviously, I feel like I'm taking over, taking over from you. But obviously, you're doing it. It's to the chat really, whether they want to save banks and hills or whether they want to say lampposts. So I think we'll say. Put banks for banks usually, and lampposts for lampposts.
It's the one you want to banish, not the one you want. Did you say save? Or was
they've got to vote for what they want to bin.
Yes, yeah. I'm sorry, yeah, I did. Yeah.
I was going to say Susan will be cross with you.
Yeah, nothing changes. Nothing changes. Yeah, I can see her sat there rolling her eyes. Yeah.
So it's the one you want to banish.
Yes, the one you want to banish. So lampposts or banks. Now, do I need to be counting these, do I?
Yeah.
Kelly's agreeing with banks. She says she hates steep hills when she's in her car.
Yeah.
Where Kelly lives, the speed bumps are steep hills.
Oh, I think it's
never seen speed bumps like it.
It looks like everyone's
I'm going to say it looks like everyone's going with banks, yeah.
Honestly, if that really happened, that would be amazing. If I could just go out tomorrow and not have a bank and I can literally go everywhere. Could travel from here.
Would that make you go quicker? And is that not more risky, technically?
I don't know. I just think it just means I can go. I mean, it might take us forever.
Not that I'm trying to judge you driving,
Yeah.
Well, I think the answer is banks. Really, I think that's an resounding success.
I'm happy with that. Though a little bit disappointed that the lampposts have stayed, but I understand you people need them at night, I guess. But yeah, I'll be fair.
Technically speaking, I don't because I don't go out after dark, but I like to know they're there.
Yeah, just in case. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose that works.
Okay,
Lexx voted the HSBC bank. Actually, they can go. Yeah, they're annoying.
Yeah. I had trouble with Lloyd's as well. I'd like Lloyd's to go if I can, please. Yeah. But well, banks it is then, I guess.
Yes.
So we're all going to live in Holland from now on, then.
Yeah.
Very flat.
Yeah, no, just all flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Lincolnshire.
So I think it's Andrew's turn.
Andrea's
Yes.
next. Over to Andrea.
My subject is 90s movies, I think, as far as I remember.
Well, I've wrote TV shows, so I'm hoping it's that.
Oh, is it TV shows? Okay.
Yeah.
90s
Yeah.
TV shows.
Yeah, that's what I've got. But yeah.
Who's chosen movies then? Why
I
have I
don't
got
think anyone has. At least I haven't got anyone on the list. I've got TV shows, Depeche Mode songs.
I was looking at it earlier, and this is my brain for you. I'm just it's old age, I think. So anyway, 90s TV shows.
Yeah, but it's 90s, so it's fine, isn't it? All right. So first thing I went with is I'm Alan Partridge. I cannot stand I'm Alan Partridge. I just can't. I was with Laura's dad at the time, and I used to go over to his and sit with him and his mum sometimes, and they would absolutely howl laughing at him, and I just didn't get it. I found him creepy. I found him weird, and I used to look at them and be like, "What? It doesn't even make sense. It's weird," and he's just like wearing false teeth over his teeth, and like, you know what I mean? I just don't find him funny. Yeah.
I agree.
And he had his tops, and then he used to have that stupid polar neck thing underneath his top, and then like he'd have like what I used to call hair that kind of looked like he was wearing headphones that blended into his hair. I don't know if that works, but it was just how it was. But yeah, I just didn't get him. I really didn't get it. So that's my first.
Yeah, Kath saying you didn't get it because it wasn't funny.
Exactly. It just wasn't funny. But yeah, I'd watch them absolutely cry and laughing. And I was there going, am I in a different space, time, and whatever? I don't know. It was weird. And a similar viewpoint with these two is my second choice, which is Beavis and Butthead. Again, didn't get the humor. It was just like a couple of like my viewpoint was the two teenage boys sitting, and they had the hands down the pants, and they were going, and then the other one, and then the other one, and that was it. That was the whole program. Yeah, exactly. And it was like, and they used to be watching the telly or something, and I always had different sort of band T-shirts on, didn't they? They always had like, was it AC/DC or whoever it was? They always had different ones on and stuff like that. But again, it just wasn't funny. And then my last choice of this category might be a bit more controversial because it's Beverly Hills 90210.
No, that can go in the bin and all.
Yay! Someone agrees. Again, I never got into it. I know it was kind of like, wasn't it sort of American high school sort of love, the life, life's and
teen drama.
Teen drama, and there was like, all these stars in it who sort of went on to do other things and whatever. And I just never got it, and I never understood it. I could never get into it, and found it really weird. And yeah, and I used to watch it, and people used to talk about it loads and be like, oh my god, and it's Jason Priestley this, and what was the other one? Luke, I know he didn't, he passed away not that long ago. Luke Perry, yeah. And what, everyone was all over them, and I used to be like, no, not my thing, thanks.
This might be controversial, but I felt very much the same with Friends.
We can't be friends anymore.
It's a good job you're not in the
Show's
band.
over, folks. Thanks for turning up.
We'll just banish you.
Is that not to banished, is it?
Yeah, you're just banished.
Yeah. I think I probably saw about 2 episodes, and it was just like watching paint dry. I don't know.
Yeah. So, Andrea, it's up to you, isn't it? If you want to say about your Lord.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I've got to save Beverly Hills 90210 because I was obsessed with it.
Yeah. And now, who was your favourite? Were you a Jason? Were you a Luke?
Jason Priestley.
Yeah, Jason. Yeah. Oh, it always is, isn't it? It was always. It was the same at school, like, and like college. I think I was at the time. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we've got to save that one. I can't put that in the bin. So the chat then, it is between Alan Partridge and Beavis and Butthead, who you want to bin, not save, bin. And I agree with you on both of those. I don't find Alan Partridge funny in the slightest, and I never got Beavis and Butthead. They were just it's American humor, isn't it? And sometimes it goes over our head a bit. It's
totally, and it just it doesn't. It's not funny.
No.
So yeah, see what they decide.
Oh, it's a fairly split audience, I think.
No, does that mean I'm going to have to count?
I think you might have to. There's an awful 50-50 split going on.
Yeah, you just do a sort of rough.
Oh, Cassie loved 90210, so that's good. Not just me then.
So see, I think I'm not a fan of Steve Coogan, who does Alan Partridge either, and I think that sort of adds to it. So
you won't be a fan of him in his next role, let me tell you.
Yeah, I know who he's doing. Yeah.
Who is he doing?
As well, I was counting.
You know, your cup that says J something or other. What was it? JW. Oh, what was it again? When you accidentally said it on the
WJSD.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Right.
He's playing him.
I think we've got more Beavis and Butthead than we've got Alan Partridge.
Right.
Do you agree from looking?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've got the edge.
I think so. So yeah, that's Beavis and Butthead in the bin then.
Yeah.
Thank
That
goodness.
works for me. I can go with that. Yeah, we'll have to get Alan another time. Okay, and moving to you, Carla.
Well, my category is Depeche Mode songs. And to be honest, I don't think you need to save any of them. I think they can all go. I don't think anybody will miss them. I think they've probably had their day. They've had their airtime. They're a bit unnecessary now. But over to you.
So, you gave us this category, and I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint you in a minute. So, I've been doing Laney Reacts, right? And Nick sent me a couple of Depeche Mode songs I'd never heard of. And I have to admit that I did like them. I know, I'm sorry, and all that. So when you gave us this category, I literally just Googled them and picked 3 names after listening to the first 2 seconds.
Have you picked 3 B-sides? Is that what you've done? 3 that nobody's ever heard of anyway.
I have no clue. I just know I don't know them by name. I'm sure Nick can give you the full information if anybody want it. They probably don't, but
please don't ask Nick to give me the full information, please, because he will.
So the first one is a song called Stripped. Okay, I can't even see.
I think you should sing it. I feel like you need to sing it to us, Laney, to know why it's going.
I don't know. Don't know why. I don't even know how it goes. I listened to it for about 2 seconds and thought that'll do. and to be honest, this was the concept for all of the choices. You know what I mean? The second one is something called Strange Love. Again, not Scooby-Doo, you know. I just picked it, listened to it for 2 seconds. That I don't know it, so that'll do. And then the third one was Everything Counts. Again. Oh, is that a good one? Have I picked a good one? Sorry, Andrea, I didn't want to pick your favourite. So if I should have just checked with you before and said, any of these your favourites? But yeah, that was the last one.
Nick, Stripped is the classic from their seminal Black Celebration LP.
Right.
I think it's interesting because the chat have to vote. I mean, you're gonna give me the chance to save one of them. Have I got this the right way around?
If you want to. You don't have
Okay.
to.
I think it's going to be interesting. I think we're going to insist that Nick votes for one to go, aren't we? In the side chat, you know, he can't abstain from voting, can he?
We have allowed it before. However, this is for charity, so maybe we should push him to do that. Yeah,
I think so. I think. Okay, so it was stripped, and I've forgotten the other two already because they are eminently forgettable.
So it's Strange Love and Everything Counts.
Okay, and I'm saving one or binning one. God, I'm confused.
You can choose to save one if you want to. If you don't want to save one,
I want to save any of them. I think they're all terrible.
Yeah, then just sit and put them in. Sorry, he's got headphones on,
so he doesn't know that we can hear him.
No. So yeah, if you don't want to save any of them, then just hand it over.
Okay, actually, I think I'm going to save Everything Counts.
Oh, for Andrea.
No, because Nick says that's the one he would bin. So I'm going to save that one so he's going to bin one of the others.
Well, that works for Andrea as well, so yeah. Yeah, Nick, you probably shouldn't have admitted anything in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so yeah, I'm going to save Everything Counts, I think.
Yeah, so the choice for the chat is between Stripped and Strange Love. And Nick has to pick one. Because it's for charity.
It's for charity.
He says he can
We're
go
all waiting now on the edge of our seats. I know which one I would go with if I was pushed to.
Yeah. Everyone's
like, now. We'll wait for Nick to say something.
Yeah, everyone's well played, Carla. Good choice. Jack's saying evil.
Oh, he's not playing.
Come on, Nick. It's for charity.
He's not playing.
For charity.
I can see him having a tantrum in his office.
Yeah. Right around.
If you've ordered anything off Nick this week,
we're waiting.
Yeah.
If you've ordered anything off Nick this week, it might be a little damaged when you get it because he's thrown it around the office.
I'll tell you what, Nick, I'll make it easier for you. If you choose one now, I will make a £10 donation on the spot.
Oh,
to Laney's thing, not just randomly to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's actually really hard. They are two faves from that year.
I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm really glad you didn't put us on screen together now, actually.
You couldn't have you could you not have standed to look at his begging face of like, please don't do this to me.
I'll be crying.
Yeah, you'd be crying.
Okay.
Oh, no, that wasn't the one I would have chosen. I like Stripped live.
Oh no, he's got no strip, no strange love, no strip, no strange love.
Has he made his mind up? I'm over on the donation page. I can't see what he's doing.
I think he went for Stripped.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I'm putting my donation on now to make it a little bit less painful for him.
Kelly's like, choose one, Nick, or they all go in. I don't even know what everyone else chose.
He'll be diving in the bin when we've gone off air. Where is it? Never save it.
That's his next video, bin diving. Yeah.
I don't even know what everyone else chose. Does anyone else?
I'd have probably chose Strange Love, to be honest, but only just kind of, yeah.
Right, my donation's just going through now. There we go. I've paid for your distress, Nick. You're welcome. Did you see that? Stu says Andrea is going to find Nick curled up in the fetal position on the floor of the tat cave.
So I would just banish on the one that Nick chose because
we'll let Nick keep one. I think. I mean, I banished. No, I saved the other one. Didn't I? Save one. Yeah. We'll let Nick keep the other one. Yeah, bless him. I mean, all the other songs that Depeche Mode have made have gone in already because you know.
Here he comes.
You're all mean and nasty.
Anytime. And this was after he saved me from red hot lava in my dream the other night as well.
I know. Yeah, I save your life and you try and bin one of my favourite records.
It's who I am. It's who I am.
Yeah, but it was either your favourite record or helping someone with the charity with a £10 donation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Thanks, guys.
And I'm sure that's more than Depeche Mode have ever made from that song in their life anyway. So. I mean, nobody buys it. Nobody buys it.
We're still going with this then. We're still carrying this. We're still going. I feel it will never end.
Shots fired.
Yes, you are. So that's it, isn't it? That's you 3 done?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
That wasn't too painful, was it?
No.
Only for Nick.
Stay on here.
Well, yeah, only for Nick. You can stay there and be called Andrea.
I'll do it in the other one.
It's been called worse. To
No,
be
I
fair,
did have a
most
hot
of
dream
those.
about Nick. I dreamt that there was a reseller meetup in a Cornish craft cafe. Now, why Cornwall, I don't know, because I don't think we actually know any resellers in Cornwall particularly. But yeah, it was a Cornish craft cafe. And at one point, I was following a hearse down the main road. Or was, you know, when you walk behind the hearse as one of the mourners.
Yeah.
But it wasn't one of us that was in the hearse. And then I went round a corner and there was some blue and black rolling lava. And I tried to jump over it and fell in. And Nick came and saved me, but we both got arrested. It was a very, very odd dream.
Okay.
But wasn't Steve there as well?
Steve was in the dream. Steve lived in Cornwall, although he kept saying it was Wolverhampton. And we were gone to visit Steve, and his daughter was in a tent in the back garden, and he was quite happy for us to meet his daughter, but he said we couldn't meet his wife because she was scared of us. And she was in the little plastic playhouse peeping out the window, but he said she was scared of us and couldn't come out. It was a most peculiar dream. And Lee Cola Flipper was there, dressed as Elton John with a massive gold vape. What do you call a vape thing? Is it just called a vape? You know, one of those massive gold one.
Okay. It sounds... Yeah. I'm actually disappointed I wasn't there.
You may have been if I hadn't woken up when I did. Maybe I was getting around to everyone else.
Yeah, I want to be there for whatever reason.
Should have crashed into the lava probably, but you know.
It was very, very odd.
I suppose that's true.
Stu saying, "Don't do drugs, kids."
Nicola said, "Who's good at dream and I can't see it."
I don't think I want that one analysed. I'm worried about what might come up.
Yeah. Okay. So, is Nick coming on there? Has he gone on to his own?
He's going back in the office.
Right. Okay. So we'll wrap you 3 up. Yeah, it's probably one of Carla's dreams somewhere. One of them. Thank you very much for the 3 of you. That was.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, indeed.
And to everyone in the side chat, the reason we're doing it this way, and it's a bit like, you know, it's meant to be fun and a bit of a laugh, and it's definitely been that already. And also seeing, you know, Nick squirm a little bit, having to banish one of his songs he loves, you know. So please donate, because this is an aid of mind, and you know, what we're trying to raise as much money as we can over the next week. So please make sure you donate. And thank you to these lovely 3 who have given their time to do this alongside, and obviously to Andrea and Nick who along with me are doing the whole thing. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So,
definitely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, definitely. So see you 3 later.
Where's the out? Why can I never get out of StreamYard?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And then we'll bring back the other ones. And we've got Lexx.
Do you know what's really weird? I had the same dream as Carla.
The exact same dream.
The exact same dream.
And did Nick
Yeah.
save you too?
Hello.
Oh no.
No.
Nick let me burn.
Nick let you burn.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Fancy like meeting all you here.
Fancy
Yeah.
meeting you, yeah.
Do you come here often?
Not as often as I should.
Yeah.
No, a bit too often, I think.
Yeah, probably like too much. But anyway, everyone, you all know who these lovely people are. Yeah.
Never seen this one before.
Just going to put it in the bin.
Go on, then. Go put it in the bin.
Yeah.
Burn it.
I'm sort of on Nick's side though. I'm like that's really.
Oh yeah, look.
As if that's staying in there.
Yeah, right.
No, I love Depeche Mode, and it's not fair.
Yay!
So I'm on Nick's side on this one. Not fair. Don't like it.
I have to admit,
Not your bin.
I have to admit, I'd been introduced to some of Depeche Mode via Nick that I didn't know. I did know a bit of it, like Personal Jesus, Just Can't Get Enough, etc. But he introduced me to a couple of bits that Depeche Mode have done, and I've really liked them, and I have to admit that I have, and so that's kind of changed things for me.
Another
So when,
cult member.
Yeah, when the question was asked, I just thought, well, I don't know these. I'll just pick them, listen to this top for 2 seconds, and move on. And that
You managed to pick some cracking ones, actually.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah, great choices, but not just bad.
It's called grooming, Laney. It's called grooming.
Is it? It's just the you know, when you look at the list when you put their name in, it's probably because they were near that. Because I was like looking at it and thinking, well, I know that one and I know that one. So then as I went down, it's like I don't know that one, but they were near the top, so they probably are popular ones of theirs. But obviously, I didn't know them, so it didn't matter to me. So
And now there's no coming back. No coming back. Sorry, Laney. Nice knowing you. You know, go to the dark side.
We have cookies.
Yeah.
We do.
Well,
Russell Brand gave us free cookies when we went to his gig yesterday.
Did it?
Everybody had a cookie on their seat.
Oh, I once went to a Kylie Christmas show and everybody had a Santa hat. That was really cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Not gold hot pants.
No, because there's only one. And they were found in the charity shop for 50.
Yeah, you had that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Charity shopping, man. Yeah.
definitely.
For the win.
Okay, so if anyone's just joined us and you're late, it's me in the hot seat, and we're doing this.
And it's the Welsh people.
Yeah, it's you're not quite a Welsh sandwich. They're over,
It's not. You should have been the other way.
over there. The Welsh people are over there. But yeah, we're doing this because of charity. Basically, I do a weekly banished bin. I've had all of these people who you'll see tonight on the show, put them on the spot, and now they're sort of getting their own back while putting me on the spot, basically,
Yes.
in order to raise some funds for mine. So there is the link being put in the side, but it is also in the description, as is the links to everyone who has a channel also in the description box below. But I'm sure everyone who's in knows everyone who's and are already subscribed. And if you're not, why not?
Why not?
If you're not outside.
Yeah, outside now.
In the car park, 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'll meet you there in a bit.
Finish my drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So looking down, I think it's Sharon first, is it not?
I do believe it is. My category is 90s celebrities.
Right. So I had a good think about this, and then I did a bit of Google. You know, you need to like refresh your brain of like these 90s celebrities and remember who was there, and some of them are still here now. My first one is Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, okay.
The first reason is, and I'm going to go straight to the point, is who on earth does vagina candles with their own bodily juices? I mean, what do you do? Like, it's like, here you go, tuna and a bit
And
whatever, like
some cheese. Yeah, nobody needs to be smelling Gwyneth Paltrow's
it's weird
bits.
and it's wrong and it's just, it's mental.
Okay.
Like that just sounds mental to me. For one.
And didn't she marry someone?
She married the Coldplay guy.
There you go. That's also reason enough.
But also, she called her child an apple.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a piece of fruit. Who does that to a child?
And when they split up, didn't they mutually disconnect or something? They didn't call it split. Do you remember?
Yeah.
They called it
were they all being hip? Okay.
So wanky, wasn't it? Yeah.
And your next choice?
Stu Mandry put, does this candle smell funny to you? That's hilarious.
Didn't she also in the 90s go out with Bradley Pitt as well?
Yeah, tiny.
Oh, did she?
For a moment or two. Moment or two, yeah.
Which, I mean, to be
Was
fair.
she in that shit film as well?
What
She
shit
didn't
film?
Conscious uncoupling. There you go. That's what they called it. They consciously uncoupled.
Oh, what?
Yeah, you split up. Love.
Consciously uncoupling. So, yeah, so her, and I just don't think she can act. She always looks miserable as shit. She always looks like she's got a, you know, like her face is like a slapped ass.
Yeah, she's well known for peddling bullshit, isn't she, and snake oil.
Yeah, and I just, didn't get it. Didn't get it. So, yeah, first choice, Gwyneth Paltrow.
And she was in Sliding Doors, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I do actually quite like that film.
I know, I was going to say, ooh.
That's kind of changed things. I quite like that film.
I don't get
they could have put someone else into it and it'll have been better than she did it. So there you go. I haven't seen that film, by the way. Okay, so my second choice is Tom Cruise.
Oh,
now,
okay.
Tom Cruise is just short and smarmy and cheesy and strange and into Scientology fucked up shit, and
just too happy.
No, but he just loves himself. You know, he goes on shows and that, and they go, and he's get like, I did all my own stunts, and he's get like, and he's like, oh, I just want to like slap him. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, just.
So this is obviously the 90s onwards, because Tom Cruise in Top Gun. I mean, you know.
I do like the film Top Gun, but like I have to say, I think it would be better without him in it, like with some other actor. If, like, I just find him like. He's just
when he jumped on Oprah's sofa when he met What's Her Face.
Yeah. he's just weird. Like, he's beyond weird, and then he just sits there with his stupid cheesy like I can't even stand the way he smiles.
His brainwashed smile.
Yeah, it really bugs me.
I'm with you with Tom Cruise. However, he made like a lot of Tom Cruise films from the 90s are actually really good.
You know what? I do actually like some of his films, which sounds quite sort of, you know what I mean?
I'm looking at the list now, and it's like, oh, actually, they're cracking films. Yeah. And you've got Eyes Wide Shut, which is Stanley Kubrick's second to last film.
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've seen Cocktail and Top Gun.
Oh, see again, Cocktail, flipping heck, I forgot about that.
Vanilla Sky.
I've seen that.
Oh, it's one of my all-time favourites.
Heather has summed him up in 3 words quite nicely.
Yeah, there is that.
If he's not himself, right, he can be whichever actor in whatever film, right? They'll allow that.
Just as long as it's not him.
Yeah, because
he can only be acting the rest of his life.
Yeah. He can't be himself, because himself, he's a knobhead, and that's the bottom line of it.
He's good at running, though. He's really good at running in films. He runs in like every film. He's really good at running.
Yeah, But that kind of comes with action.
I don't know. It's honestly, I don't know. I don't know if that's can be a
every
saving
film.
grace.
Every film. He could be in, like, you know, he's in Jerry Maguire. I'm sure he runs in that as well. He's just really, he loves it. He loves a good run.
He's trying to catch a spaceship.
Maybe it's because when he runs away, he looks taller because he's further away, and that's why he's trying to...
Yeah, could be.
He's not small.
No one can tell. No one can tell how tall he is, so you can pretend he's taller.
Yeah, exactly.
Not that I'm picking on short people, because I'm short anyway. So yeah.
All right.
So
Tom Cruise just got a rip in. So he was number 3.
You'll never guess who the third one is, will you?
Let me just think. Hang on. Let me just psych it off. Go on.
Cliff Richard.
Oh,
Oh,
well, I would never have thunk it.
Isn't there a surprise with that?
But he had the last number one, or the, would it count last number one of the 90s or first number one of the 2000s?
it was both, really,
Yeah.
because it was there before and after. I think.
Yeah.
But if he wasn't here, someone else would have. So it's fine.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just, you know, like I mean, the Lord's Prayer sung to, you know, whatever it was.
That was
a genius idea.
Yeah, genius.
I think putting Tom up against him might just save Cliff. You might have, you know, kept Cliff safe.
Yeah.
It was hard because I kind of thought, see, I couldn't cheat. I couldn't go for people I liked because I did think about that, you know what I mean? Kind of doing that sort of thing. But then I thought, no, you know, I'll go for it. The thing is, it's cringe. Everything he does, his dance moves are cringe. It's kind of like
Yeah, the touch, the face touch.
You know what I mean? And then him and the Olivia Newton-John, oh my God, right?
And they walked in, and they walked in again.
Oh yeah. If you haven't seen it, there's a video called Suddenly with him and Olivia Newton-John. And he's like, it's major cringe. It's horrible. It's so cheesy. It's like the cheesiest thing. And I also just do sometimes think that.
The thing is, if we banish Cliff, what are you going to do on the kazoo? There'd be no more whistle and wine.
Good point.
I mean,
yeah, but then I'll have invented mistletoe and wine. I'll have invented it because he doesn't exist, and it's still going to sound the same, innit?
Don't take the credit for that.
No, but we won't call it mistletoe and wine, and we'll put cool lyrics to it, and everyone will think it's great.
I'm not sure.
It's an idea.
I'm not sure it's going to work.
I'm sorry, Andrea. I know she loves Cliff, so I apologise.
So we got Gwyneth Paltrow, just because of her smelly candles and her snake oil, and she's just a shit actress.
Yep.
And Tom Cruise, because he's a shorty weirdo who's too happy.
And he's a shit human. So that's
and he's a shit human.
Yeah.
And Cliff. I'm going to have to save Cliff. You know I'm going to save Cliff.
Oh,
I know that would happen, though, to be honest.
It has to. I mean, there's like, I don't want to face Susan's wrath, do you?
Unless, like, I did on Cliff, like, you know, in the 80s, and then Cliff in the 90s, and then Cliff in the 2000s or something.
So
like actual banish.
Are you trying to bend the rules, Jane? Are we doing some kind of timey-wimey shit?
I was trying to get rid of some Cliff somehow.
But whatever happens, Cliff is getting saved.
Yeah, Cliff has to be saved. There's just no other ways. Come on, Laney.
Yeah.
Life would not be the same.
You wouldn't be able to torture us enough then, would you?
Exactly.
I said, we don't do things like that. We're the nice friends. Shh. All right, then.
Nick is still being tormented. Nick's like, I'm not the nice friend, not after Depeche Mode.
Yeah.
I get it just as bad as Laney does. So yeah, whatever. We need Cliff to take the piss out of Laney with. Let's face it.
Yeah.
What else would we do out and about when we see like Cliff records and Cliff books? Who are we going to send him to? To
stop you getting Nick Berry. That's why you want to keep
Nick
Cliff.
really loves, by the way.
Yeah.
Nick really loves Nick Berry.
Nick Berry does. Yeah.
So much.
Oh my God.
Oh, and another one.
Look at that.
Oh, and we've saved him. What have we done?
Do you know what it is, right? I quite liked him in the summer holiday
Oh, no.
thing, like that thing, and I liked Live and Dull when he did it with the young ones, just because of the young ones, because it was the young ones. Yeah, I liked it. It was cool. But yeah, that was classic.
All right, so we've saved Cliff.
So you've saved
So,
Cliff.
who do the chat want to banish into the bin? Do you want to banish the happy shirt weirdo? There's Tom Cruise. Type Tom. And if you want to smell, no, we don't want to smell. No. If you want to banish Gwyneth Paltrow's smelly candle, yeah.
Well, her as a whole, you know, including her candles. Like if she doesn't exist, then there's no candles, is there?
Yeah. There's no Freudian slip. Yeah, it could have gone so much worse.
It could have. So I'll see what the design.
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Women.
That's genius.
Fish face.
Fish face.
Bin Gwyn. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, like that candle, like that went through meetings and stuff. Who thought that was like they were all sat around the table sniffing this candle, going, oh yeah.
I know. It's weird.
Picking pubes out of their nose.
Yeah, like, oh, so my
That's probably what the wick was made of.
Oh, all plaited together. With real pubes.
Plaited it together. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Grim.
right, I think
Gwyneth
is taking it.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh dear. Grim.
Oh.
Yeah. I think Gwynny's got it.
I think, yeah, I've seen loads of Gwyneths.
Yep.
Yeah.
A little bit of Tom. So Gwyneth's gone in the bin.
Yay! Including your favourite film.
Yeah, well,
Never
you know.
mind.
If she didn't exist, the film
They can
would
replace
still-
it with Cliff.
Yeah. If she didn't exist, the film would still exist, and then they'd replace someone in. You know what I mean? Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's a good story, regardless of who's in it. So, who is next?
I think
That
I
would
brought
be
Ashley.
me. Okay, so we know that Laney is a fantastic storyteller. She's got a lot of wonderful stories about things that have happened in her life, mainly ones that include leaving knickers in places. But we also want to know
Just once.
yeah, whatever. But we would like to know about 90s Laney and what embarrassing stories she might like to bin.
Okay.
Dun 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 dun.
So I brought them down, and we're going to start with. The thing is, you have heard these stories, so it's kind of not really.
It's just still gonna laugh.
I do have a story that you might not have heard of, but that wasn't 90s, so I can't do that one because that was.
Ah, well, tell us anyway.
What changed one of my 90s to an 80s? Okay, like I can't really say. So I was in the Brownies when I was 12. Was that?
I was in 1991.
But anyway, yeah, when I was in the Brownies, we went away, and it was the first time I remember gone away, and it was 7 or 8, and we were in dorms, and like my sister was there as well, but she wasn't in the same side as me. Someone, you know what I mean. And I was Sharon, and I was on the top, and I was really nervous about going, but I kind of excited but nervous because I'd like never left my parents and whatever. Anyway, I had in your brown uniform, but we also had tights, proper thick woolly tights, like you did back in the day. And so I'd had an upset stomach and filled said tights.
Oh no.
Okay. So I'd gone in the bathroom and I didn't really know what to do because, like, in those situations, like, your mum always helps you, didn't you? Like, kind of thing. So I'd gone in the bathroom and I'd stripped them off and I had and I thought, I'll put them in a carry bag and I'll take them home.
Oh, as you do.
So anyway, I took them off, cleaned myself up in there, and I didn't want to tell anyone because I didn't want anyone to say, oh, you're stinky or whatever, like you do, that's sort of weird. And so I put them in a carrier bag, and I thought I'll put them like behind the bed, like behind the bunk bed thing at the bottom, and then I'll get them before I go and put them in my bag and take them home with it, and my mum will clean them, and that, my mum will fix it like when I get home. So that's what I decided. Anyway, 2 or 3 days later, I think it was about 3 days later.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah, I think it's 2 or 3 days later. I get like the ladies, Brown Owl or whoever it was, they came up to us and they were like, they had the carrier bag, which had been down the thing, and there'd been a lot of spiders and creepy crawlies that had sort of like came about, and yeah, the girl on the bottom bunk was a bit scared of everything. They were kind of attacking her, and they said to me, like obviously asked if they were mine, which I said yeah, and I said I was taking them home and put my mum to clean them, because and obviously they kind of said, well, you can't really like leave them like this, and they give us them, and I had to go in the bathroom and
that's just
that's
wrong.
And I remember just standing there, like just washing names, like going, I'm gonna go home, like this, that kind of thing.
Laney, I'm banishing that story right now. So it just and it never happened.
It was really traumatic. I mean, I laugh about it now, but like I was so like scared of like people seeing it or whatever, and obviously I didn't expect anyone to sort of dig it out. I just went and carried on with doing what we were doing, like singing Ging Gang Gooly around the fire, you know what I mean? And it just sort of all went a bit downhill. Oh, you muted, Nick.
Nick, you mute. Nick, mute.
Yeah, muted.
Sorry. As Cassie was just saying, did you get your cleaning shit out of tights badge for that?
Yeah.
I should have, right? Shouldn't I?
A badge with a big turd on it.
Yeah, and then Nicholas said, "Brown out, how appropriate." But yeah, that happened to me. But that actually was in the 80s. So if you just want to banish that forever existing, that's fine.
Yeah, let it go. It's gone.
We can move on to the actual.
Never to be spoken of again.
Is that not even part of the thing?
That was a bonus.
Because I thought it was a story that I hadn't told, and so I kind of mentioned.
Here at midnight at this, right?
Yeah, probably, but it is my streams, isn't it? Anyway, so the other three you've heard of. The first one happened in 1990. So basically, picture the story, right? Picture the story. So it was the early 90s. I really fancied this lad, and I'd fancied him for ages. And then you know how like when you're young, like sort of friends of the boys, like the mates of the ones talk to the mates of your mates, and that's how you get together with people. It kind of sort of comes together that way. So there was this lad I liked called Simon, and yeah. Anyway, I got a note somehow, and then he wanted to meet us and stuff, and I was like over the moon, and I was getting excited, and like, yeah, I was meeting him on the Saturday at 6 o'clock at a certain place in town, and so I started getting ready at 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is, and you have to prepare for these kind of things when you're like 15. I was about 15 at the time. So yeah, started getting prepared really early, and it's like, inset hairspray, kind of thing. Like I used to back home yeah, and your lipstick, and you get all ready, you take so long, and then I was going out to meet him, and I was like, I wanted to be a few minutes late, just like 2 minutes late, not like I didn't want to turn up right on time. So I was like, I got into town like 15 minutes beforehand. So I was kind of walking around in a circle for a little bit in the different areas so that like he didn't see us. And then as I was going towards him, I was kind of like, as I was going towards him, but I couldn't see if he was there, I started having this fear. I was like, oh my God, what if it was a joke? What if like he didn't mean it? What if like his mates were like taking the piss? And you know, when you start doing all those things to yourself and you're torturing yourself kind of thing. Anyway, I got to the corner where I could see. And you filled your tights. Yeah, thanks. I didn't do that every time I went out. So yeah, I was like, I was getting to the corner. It's like where I could see him, and he was standing there. So like, I was kind of like half looking at him, you know, when you look down and you're kind of like, oh my God, and then you get like, oh my God, he's watching us. I'm going to be crossing this road, and you know, like all that sort of thing. And I got about halfway across the road, right, and just at that moment, all I could feel was something wet, sort of like start dripping down my face. And then it touched the top of my lip and it stunk of fish, right? And I just remember this. And
it was brown owl with the tights.
I didn't know what had happened at first, but basically this seagull had shit like totally down my face. And I was sort of like, I don't know, 10 foot away from him. So like I felt it come all the way down my face, and I froze for a second, and I was like, oh my God. And I looked up at him and he was going like that, like staring at me. So I just went and I literally spun round and I ran back on myself, and I went all the way home. Like I ran into the bus shelter, and there were tears were coming down my face, and like trying to wipe bird shit out my eyes so I could see where I'm going, right? So I was like running all the way thing, and I get on the bus, and I'm going like this, trying to stop myself from crying, and then I get in the house, legs up the stairs, and then dives on me bed. You know what I mean? Like while like. And then probably did a bit of crying in the mirror because it's more dramatic, you know what I mean? How you do that, and look at yourself, and it does, isn't it? It's more dramatic when you look at yourself, and then I was like, oh my God, my life's ruined. He's going to tell everybody. And every time I thought of something, and I was like, oh, I really liked him, and then I loved him, and like now, like you know, like all this sort of drama that you do to yourself, and then like about. Anyway, so for a good, like I kept expecting something to be said in like the area of like you know, like where we lived and whatever, and I was waiting for someone to say like, you know, like this bird, you know what I mean? No, called us like Steven Seagal or something, you know what I mean? Something. I was waiting for something, and nothing happened. And then, like, I seen him again about a month later. We were both at a party, and I come out of the kitchen way, I think, and he came the other way, and we both were like this, like sort of facing the other way, and he just went, and I just went, and then I just spun and like went the other way, and like bless him, he never ever said anything. And I thought, oh, you know, he could have like made a sort of big deal out of it, but he never ever said out of anything at about it.
It was true love.
Yeah.
Simon, if you're out there.
No, wait. It was love at first sight.
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah, it was yeah. I was kind of like absolutely devastated for 2 weeks. Thought that like I'd never ever like find someone
love
again, and you know what I mean. And then like sort of probably Wayne came along, and I was like, oh, yeah, you know what I mean. And you know, that was it. But yeah, he never ever said anything. And
bless him.
And I don't think he could like speak to us about it, and I couldn't speak to him about it because I was just horrified at the thought of like it just sort of brought it all back. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So
oh bless.
So that was the first one.
So that's number one. Are we all comfy?
Are we all comfy? Ready for
yeah, everybody's got your snacks.
Right. So. Picture the scene. Picture the scene again. Right? So I met this lad called Paul, and we were going along the beach, and we were walking along hand in hand. I was about 17, so 1992. Yeah. So I was about 17 at the time, and it was my first date with him. We were walking along Seaburn Nobody knows where that is, but we walked along the beach, right? And then I went across the road, and over the other side of across the road was my friend Nicola, who was quite far in the distance. So I was like, we were chatting and laughing and giggling, and as you all do, and hold hands and that. And like, now, I had issues with my teeth, and I'd been getting work done on my teeth, and I had a palette, like the palette that was removable that had 2 teeth on that had been taken out. So I was going along and holding hands, and like I said, doing all them things. We came to this crossing, and I said, I see my friend, and we were just standing there. And I went, oh, look, there's my friend. So I said, and he went, oh, why don't you shout at that kind of thing? So I was like, all right. So I shouted, Nicola, get loud. And when I did, and I basically spat my palette out my mouth into the middle of the road.
Oh.
In front of him. And like for like 2 minutes, I kind of just looked at it on the floor and like kind of didn't know what to do. And then I looked up at him, and he kind of looked horrified. I have this habit of making people look horrified at us. And then while that was happening, this car just drove over.
Oh no.
And the worst thing was like Nicola had actually stopped where she was and started coming back towards us, and I and like he kind of let go of my hand by this point, and like I crossed into the road and picked my teeth up, and I had to just kind of sort of half wipe it on my top and put back in my mouth. I didn't want him to see it. I thought like the fact that I have.
Were they okay though? Like, did you put them back in and they were all like a bit wonky and it was a few missing? Or was it?
I think when the car had gone over it, they'd been in the middle of the road and in like nothing got actually hit by the car, right. If that makes sense.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So I just kind of went back in, and like it was looking at me, and you know what I mean. And then he just went. I just went, oh, shall we walk to because I didn't know what to say. Like, walk to, and he went, he said, I've got to go and help me dad. And I was like, all right. And then he was just like, I'll catch up with you later, or I'll message you or something. And I was like, okay. And then that was it.
Bye.
I never saw him again. Yeah. So that was the second.
Well, screw him. He's not as nice as Simon.
No.
Yeah. No, he wasn't. And saying as like, this is my whole date in life, I might as well go for the triple and
hat trick it.
The hat trick it. So I went on a blind date with this lad. I think he was actually called Wayne, to be honest. And the funny thing was we'd started talking beforehand. I think it was by email actually, because we were put in touch with each other by friends. So we talked about like email over a few messages, and then it turns out we had exactly the same birthday, but he was a bit older than me, so same day, but he was a bit older. So I was like, oh, isn't that get weird? And I had a good jokey, like sort of bantery thing, and it was cool, and we got on really well. So we arranged to meet at this pub, and then we were going to go in the pub for a drink, and then go into the pictures, right? So it was the year the Bone Collector came out, because that's what we went to see. And so anyway, so I'd get all dressed and that, and my friend was babysitting for us, and it was her who sort of pushed us into it and whatever. So I was like, okay, yeah, right, I can do it. And I was sort of, how old had I been? Maybe 22 or something? I can't remember, 22-ish, maybe. Anyway, so yeah, we'd met up in the pub, we got up really well, he bought us a drink, and then we kind of walked over. He gave us his arm to link him, and we walked over to the pub, over to the pictures, because it was just like over the road. Goes in the pictures, and you could buy alcohol in there, so we had a drink upstairs, and we were choosing what to pick, and I was just like, you pick, it's all right. Like, obviously, I was thinking, please don't pick a horror, because I'm horrified, you know what I mean? And I did sort of say to her I was terrified, and then the Bone Collector, and even then I was kind of thinking, oh, am I going to be terrified by this? And like, you know what I mean? It's going to like really scare us. I'll be like absolutely horrified. And and then I was get like, but that's what he really wanted to say. So I was get like, okay, we'll see that. So like we'd get an all planned and we were waiting for like before you could go in. So I was like talking to him, but I was leaning against one of the big, the big poster things that has the like lit up boxes, and they have like whatever the shows are on that's on. So I was leaning against with my back against one of those. So we were chatting to and fro, we're joking, flirting and all that as you do. And then we stared at each other for like, he was staring at us, and then I was looking at him, and then I was thinking, oh my God, he's going to kiss us. And then I thought, and then I was like, and he went, no, he's going to kiss us. And then he didn't. So I was like, oh my God, he's going to kiss us. And then he still didn't. So I was like, oh my God, I need to look out the other way because this is looking like I'm looking weird because it's like going to be freaking. So I kind of like sort of right. And he's like, I'm just going to look over there now. So I kind of sort of half stepped and half pointed and then went over there. I was getting like, oh, look at that, like that. And as I did that, he leaned further in and headbutted the thing behind me. But he kind of styled it out though, so because he kind of sort of slid across it as well at the time. And like I just pretended I didn't see, but then I was going, shit, I should have stayed there, on my head, but like I didn't. So then obviously we went to see the film, and then I was get like, hey, well, my fam's scared, and and he was get like, it'll be fine, just like hide behind my arm and that. And I think I probably gripped all of his arm too much, and I think he just like was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work. So
Aww.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the story.
That's Laney's love life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all know which one has to be saved, and that's our Simon.
Yeah.
Because that's an adorable. It's obviously horrendously.
Yeah, it was horrendous, but he was obviously really lovely.
God bless him. He could have spread that rumor all around town, and yeah, you'd have been known as like shit-faced Laney or whatever.
Yeah.
Like for years and stuff. And bless him, what a gent. He didn't. So that's who I'm saving. So over to the chat. The choice is between teeth and headbutt.
Teeth and headbutts.
I was going to say, it's a good job you're not spreading that story all over the internet or something now.
Yeah. It'd be horrendously embarrassing if there was a load of people watching this right now.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, she is already known as shit-faced Laney anyway, for different reasons.
Alcohol reasons, though.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, Laney losing her teeth in front of a date. Why is it always in front of like people you want to date, Laney?
I don't know. Maybe I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like,
is it like a nervous thing? Like a teeth shit?
Yeah, probably all of them. It just
You even made the seagull that nervous that he shut them.
Yeah, right on me. Like of all the places, to shit down my face.
I think it's teeth hands down. Looking at the chat.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Well, it is resounding. Actually, it is a resounding victory for teeth. So that never happened.
Never happens.
You never lost your teeth that day. It never got run over. That embarrassing experience is gone forever. You can wipe it from your brain. Hooray! But we are also going to have to find Simon on Facebook and reconnect you guys because obviously
yeah. Wonder where he is now.
Who said? I think it was Neil said he's probably on a live stream somewhere telling a story about his date with Laney.
I can imagine that would be weird.
That date that he once had.
Yeah.
I've been trying to track down this woman for years.
She was the love of my life.
Can you imagine if that was the case? So he went on some show to say, I was like in love with this lass, and like this bird shit down her face. She's known as shit face woman.
Do you know shit face lady?
The moment the shit hit, I was in love, and then she ran away.
Oh, bless you. Thank you for sharing, lady.
Yeah.
No worries. Okay,
that was awesome. Remember, many people. Thank you very much. If you could donate on the link underneath.
Yes,
yes,
it would be great.
Yeah, well put. If you get a laugh out of this, put a couple of quid in the fundraiser. That's kind of the reason we're all doing this. So that would be much appreciated.
Definitely.
Thank you.
So,
Right,
Nick,
on to the next people, isn't it?
your
Now?
turn.
Yeah. So
Oh no, we still got Nick.
yeah. Sorry.
Hmm.
I don't know how we're going to top that. So we're coming back down to earth with songs from the 90s. That's my topic. So, you know, I'm keen on a bit of music. So this will be interesting to see what you come up with.
Yes. Okay. So my first choice for a 90s song is Mr. Blobby, Mr. Blobby.
Oh, good choice.
Because what else is there to say about that? It was number one. It did my absolute head in. And it was like,
Who bought it?
yeah, exactly. In fact, we should banish all the people who bought it.
Yeah.
So if anyone's in the
Oh,
chat,
I didn't buy it, so I'm safe.
yeah, I didn't buy it, but some people did somewhere.
But really, would they? That's what's very confusing about that is that they bought it, say like on cassette, and then they put it on
And
then they listened to it.
Yeah.
What?
Why?
Yeah. And
every kid's birthday party in the 90s ever.
Enough people. And in the 90s, to get to number one, it was hundreds of thousands of record sales, potentially. So that's a lot of people who are choosing to listen to that. That's mad.
Yeah, it's just annoying. And
oh, hang on. Aaron bought it.
Out.
Yes.
I think he's
Get
just
in the
arrived
bin.
as well. Terribly.
Yeah.
Terrible,
So
Aaron,
just turn yourself and just go back out.
Oh, and Elaine's right. Yeah, take no Edmonds with you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his fault anyway because he was the one who started it, wasn't he?
Okay, so that's your first choice, then, yeah, Mr. Blobby. Yep, can understand that.
I'm gonna save my controversial one to last. And my second choice is actually a choice of two Cliff Richard songs. And surprise! Someone mentioned one of these earlier. So, which is the Millennium Prayer. And the other one was Saviour's Day.
Oh God!
I know, I quite like that one.
So, but
yeah, you can leave and all.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really struggling to choose one because, to be honest, they both should go. They're both stupid and ridiculous.
It's my category. We can have both. I'm not bothered. That's fine.
Yeah, right. So we'll pretend it's a double A side, okay?
Sure.
I was saying, wasn't it? It might have been a double A side.
Double A, yeah. Well, if it's not, it is now.
I think
it wasn't, but it can be for the sake of this.
Yeah, it's a double A side. So yeah, and I mean, again, wasn't they both number one? Went quite there for quite a while. When people like, who was buying this shit?
People like Cliff. People love Cliff. That's why.
People need to get their brain sorted. But yeah, it's kind of weird. Very weird.
He's incredibly popular with a certain demographic, I think.
I genuinely, I really think though that yes, he's popular with a certain demographic, and then there's another demographic that like him ironically. You know, yeah, the like Cliff Richard, I'll get a Cliff Richard calendar because that's really funny. I think there's a lot of my mate Alana is one. She'll go see him ironically, and I'm like, no, I'm not wasting money on watching anyone ironically.
Yeah.
You know?
Isn't he meant to be touring again or something? He's like 1800 or something.
1850,
whatever that number is. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your number two is Millennium Prayer and Saviour's Day. You get
the
two
double A side.
Yeah. We'll call it a double A side, right? It's charity, so we can be charitable.
Yep.
and you know, it's not like Cliff needs it either.
True.
So
hang on a minute. Hang on. There's a bit of voting sabotage going on in the side chat. No. Mrs. Hills, not allowed.
So I won't be swayed by any. It's fine.
So my last choice, and it's the controversial thing, which I think is what you might save, but it's a genuinely something that does my tits in, is Nothing Compares to You by Sinead O'Connor.
Ooh.
Now,
Oh, hold on.
this bugs me for what? The first reason this bugs me is because I sing it, and I absolutely hate the fact that I sing it when I sing it. Like, it bugs me. The second thing is, like, I don't know if it was overplay. It was like,
overplayed.
Yeah, it driven me insane. But also the whole, like, the video with our one tear thing, it just, you know, like, it looks like someone just put a drip on her eye and, like, I went with it.
It's a bit of seagull shit.
And I mean, she is quite controversial anyway, isn't she? She is quite a controversial character, shall we say?
Certainly is now, I think.
Yeah. I mean, more now, but... And also, it's like, what really bugs me is when women who shave their heads look really nice. That bugs me as well, so they're not allowed.
She looks too good with short hair. There's the final reason.
How dare she?
A very good, nicely rounded shape. Like, she suits it.
If I shave my head, I'd look like a potato with makeup on, and that's not fair. I don't look like a potato with makeup on. That's where she looked like really nice, and it was just all very proportioned. That's not fair.
Okay.
So
okay.
That's my reasons. So it's over to you, Nick. You can decide if you're saving anything.
Right. Well, Mr. Blobby, I have nothing positive to say about Mr. Blobby. He's a demonic, goggle-eyed thing with weird eyelashes. It's just an abomination. So a song by that thing, yeah, forget it. I'm not saving that. Cliff Richard, Millennium Prayer and Saviour's Day overplayed, particularly Millennium. Which is it? Yeah, it's the Millennium one that they always do, isn't it?
I think they're both overplayed.
Either way,
yeah.
They come on all the time at Christmas. I'm not a Cliff fan. Andrew's going to storm in a minute.
No, she's been banished.
I'm happy for both of those to go in as one choice, but I love Sinead's version of Nothing Compares to You. It's the Prince song, as we all know. He wrote it, but her version was, I think, it's impeccable. It was a moment in time. That video, I think, is wonderful. I'm going to have to disagree strongly here.
Do you know what it is? And I think if I maybe never overplayed it and whatever, and if it comes on and it's on, I do sing it. I can't help myself.
You can't help it though. I think again, it's like you're born knowing the words to the song,
and I can't help it. But then I get annoyed at the fact, like, and I say to myself, I wouldn't actively go and seek this song out because it gets on my tits a bit. So why do I then sing along and stay singing along if it turns up?
Just turn the radio off. Do it like with Oasis. Just turn the radio off.
Yeah. And again, she's not allowed to have a nice shaped head. It's not fair when you shave it. It's not fair.
So I am going to say Sinead's version of Nothing Compares to
Sinead
You.
O'Connor.
So which leaves Mr. This, I don't know which way this is going to go, but
I do. They're not going to vote Cliff out for me, are they?
No.
Blobby in the chat if you would like to banish Blobby, or Cliff if you would like to banish both of Cliff's big Christmas hits. Away we go.
It's got to be Blobby.
Blobby.
Yeah. That's just, like I said, it's abomination. It's
and the pink and the yellow, come on.
Yeah.
It was just wrong.
And he always fell over, like, learning to walk.
On purpose as well.
On purpose, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Blobby might be storming it. It's like reading the lyrics to the song in the side chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Blobby.
One Cliff. Blobby.
I don't remember
that bit in the song.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it's Blobby. He's gone.
Blobby.
We've managed, at least the song. I don't think we've managed to get the whole Mr. Blobby in, but we can chuck him in while we're here.
Yeah, you can just go. Yeah.
It's all right. It's just like hacking bits of Blobby, and he's going in slowly.
I suppose if we just put a lighter to him, we'd be like that safety stuff. He'd just all melt, wouldn't he, into just like little blobby bits on the floor.
There'd be some out of work actor inside like that. Okay, I'm happy with that.
Yay.
Yeah, get rid of Mr. Blobby's number one piece of
I'll take that. I'm never going to get Lincoln Cliff rid of.
Enjoy Cliff. Cliff loves you.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thank you,
Okay.
Laney. Brilliant as
Thank
ever.
you, Laney.
Thank you all for your lovely, wonderful categories. Thank you for doing this. And obviously, like I said, everybody, please donate.
Yes,
this is
donate
what this
some
is for.
money.
We're trying to raise as much as we can for Mind, and I'm sure we've all made you laugh. So you've got to like put something in to like. This is quality. What is it? Quality entertainment.
Quality content. And there's 3 more letters to come.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's not even over yet.
Yeah, it's not over yet.
There's more to come. Bye.
See you later, guys. Bye.
Oh, I'm all by myselfness. Oh, well, I was, and now I'm not.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. On Savior's Day.
Oh, God.
Life can be yours if you want to stay. I can't hear myself though because my earphones have gone there with it.
Yeah, we can't hear you. We probably hear a bit.
Hello, yes.
Oh, we started. Anyway, hello again, everyone. I never went anywhere actually, but I just feel like hello again. And hello, you lovely 3. So, anyone in the side chat? Heather has a channel, which is the Treasure Pirate. It's linked below. And so does Neil over there, which is channel name. Susan has yet to start hers. Haven't you, Susan?
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But I would have linked it if you had.
Thank you.
So, there you go. And again, it's just the same as what the others have done. These have all chosen a category that I've had to come up with things I want to banish for. I'm just saying if any of yours are 90s. Are yours 90s?
There is a 90s one in
yes,
here.
Yes, Heather's is 90s, isn't it?
Yeah.
So Neil's is just hairstyles, and then Heather's.
Don't say what they are. Don't say what they are.
Sorry.
Spoiler alert.
Giving it away. I'm giving it away.
No.
No, I can't hear you properly.
You can't hear.
It's very quiet.
Oh my God. It's Neil with his technical troubles again.
Could you hear me singing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we heard you singing, but it was. But say that again.
I never said anything.
Oh, it sounds like you're whispering, or you're really far
Very
away.
far away, yeah.
What about
Have you
now?
moved house, Neil?
No, still not.
Oh, God. You're just going to have to shout, Neil.
2 minutes.
I like literally have that.
Talk amongst yourselves.
You sound okay now when you get a bit
Yeah,
closer.
when you lean forward, it's not so bad.
Oh,
That's better.
That was better.
Is it better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bloody this. It's StreamYard, man. It changed my microphone.
Cassie says, go for a wee and we will tell you if your mic is working, Neil.
Okay, so where are we?
Well, can I also say, I thought this was supposed to be a 90s thing as well. Am I the one going full belt with this hair?
Oh, like your full 90s curtains.
90s curtains. No one's noticed as well. I'm very disappointed.
Yeah, I'm kind of not 90s.
I always look like this.
You've always looked like this.
I am actually the spitting image of Gwen Stefani right now, but obviously you can't see that. That's just my own private pleasure.
Well, that's not fair.
Do you know what you needed to do, Neil? You needed to cut like little lines in your eyebrows for this as well.
Well,
that
I
was
did do that once, and I tried to do it with a razor, and when I'd done it that wide. Someone at school thought, "Did you fall asleep at a party?" And I'm like, "No, I tried to."
You just made it cooler and said it was about a party. That would have been funnier. But anyway, so yeah, So I didn't, because you didn't say 90s hairstyles and it was just said hairstyles, I've just gone with hairstyles. And I have actually got, oh, you're supposed to be talking, aren't you? Are you sure? Any sure?
Right. So my category for you, surprise, surprise, everyone, is hairstyles.
Yeah. What?
Yes, amazing. It's hairstyles. And it doesn't have to be just 90s hairstyles. Neither, Laney. You can pick various forms of hairstyles.
Thanks, Neil.
No worries.
Bloody hell.
Oh my God. Totally biased.
Don't go into acting, will you? Either of you.
Right. Okay.
Can I just respond to Sue? Sorry, before you go on, I'm just interrupting. Can I just say I'm brilliant at acting, man? Jeff, man, the donkey's done a runner from the Grove. There you go. What's better than that?
What?
Like that.
Jeff,
like
man,
that.
the donkey's done a runner from the Grove.
Can we have a translation, please?
Yeah,
said,
subtitles.
Jeff, man, the donkey has done a runner from the Grove.
Entertainment. Yes. He's sat on his mic now. What's going on there?
Are you fiddling with something, Neil? Because it's gone all staticky.
He's sat on your mic, love.
Are you knocking it with your? He's knocking it with his face beard. With his face beard. Where else do you have a beard?
Well, if you're gay, you have a beard somewhere else. So.
Back to Gwyneth again.
Yes. Okay, right. Oh, I wish I had a drink and I didn't have one. Okay, so you picked hairstyles. We'll get back into it. So you've just explained that to everyone, didn't you? Yes.
Yes.
So I'm going to share the screen because I have photographic evidence for this section.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is a first for the Banish bin.
Yes, yes. So the first hairstyle that I have gone for is this one. Now, this is me.
Cute.
When I was about 4, I think, ish. And this is the style called Someone Give Me Dad the Scissors, I think.
Pudding
base.
It was kind of yeah, it was kind of helmet / bowl / oh, she's got to be able to see, so we better cut the fringe up a bit kind of look. And I have like similar in this
oh,
picture here.
He's so cute, Laney.
This is me. Boy. That's my brother.
Your brother looks terrified.
Yeah, and my sister. No, the thing is, right, like, I think my mum was dressing us in some curtains she took back. I'm sure she must have watched, like,
The Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music, yeah, and she decided to dress us from that or something. But also, there's kind of a look of, like, if you were like watching like Killers in the Future type thing, you know, and you were looking at the pictures, you'd probably be getting like, yeah, some of these are gonna, you know, they were giving these haircuts, like it was never gonna end well, was it? But yeah, this is my first choice of haircuts. So I don't know why I look a bit stoned at this age, but I do a little bit for some reason.
Oh, I think you're cute, Laney.
Yeah.
You think I'm cute now, though? So
you are cute now.
Whatever.
Blushes.
Yeah. So moving on from this one, we'll move on to my second haircut choice. So we'll call this helmet. Sorry, Ian, but we'll, you know what I mean.
We need someone to deal with the
yeah.
chat.
I think Lexx is onto it. It's all right.
Yeah, go for it, Lexx. Knock them out.
Yeah. So then we'll move on to this one. This beauty.
We were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
Yeah. So I was 13, 14 when this haircut. Now what happened was there was a time when everyone was getting perms and everyone was getting layers. So the thing you got layers, and then everyone got a perm, and then everyone turned into Brian May. And it was all the girls, you know what I mean? It was all the girls that were getting this look. And then as it started to drop out a little bit, and it was always the top that started to drop out first, but you were left with this kind of shaggy dog look, I guess. So yeah, this is not a picture that, you know, should be and the thing is on a morning I used to I'd have an Afro comb and I used to tip my head upside down and I used to put mousse on it and then I used to back comb it a little bit and I used to make it look more like this as well.
Sharon said, and you've used a year's worth of hairspray.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I had to keep
with CFC gases in.
Well, probably, but I mean, back then it wasn't, you know, wasn't the deal it was now. Yeah. And that curl there looks like a perfect C for some reason. So, you know,
full hair,
like a badge. So moving on to the last one, and we actually are in the 90s in the last one. It is this hair. No, obviously me. Now I was, I think I was about 19, and I decided that I wanted to go blonde. Now, I wanted to go proper blonde, so I got a box dye and I gave it to me mum. And I put it on, and this was the color it went. And it was kind of like an orangey, kind of gingery color.
Ginger phase. I didn't know you had a ginger phase.
A kind of accidental ginger phase. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you also have a Welsh accent at the same time?
Yeah, I think that kind of happens automatically when you go through that.
No, Heather probably doesn't know, but we always call Sharon Ginge.
Yeah. It's kind of like a running joke with us. Yeah.
I'm up to speed now.
Yeah, you are. So yeah, so this was my ginger phase, as you said, and it was accidentally this color. And you know, I remember when I took well, to be fair, I took the towel off my head, and my mum couldn't stop laughing for about 5 minutes. Like she just laughed and laughed, and I'm like, oh my god, what's happened to my hair? So I looked in the mirror, and I'm like, oh my god, these are not like the luscious blonde locks I was expecting. You know what I mean? And no one's getting.
Oh, I love that hairstyle now. The fact that it made your mum laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, but she was like just laughing at me. She was like, that's not what you wanted. But she did it to me. And then I was like, you did this to me. And she was like, you wanted it to me too. And I was like, yeah, I suppose. So that is the three traumas of my haircut.
Decisions.
Well, I think the easiest one to save is a kid's haircut, because kids' haircut, no matter how bad they are, and we've all had terrible haircuts as kids, they still look cute. You know what I mean? So the kid's haircut is definitely going to be saved. So if you want to bin the second haircut, put Ginge in the... Actually, no, don't put Ginge. Put
the second
Sharon.
Ginge was the third one.
The second one was the Brian May.
Shaggy.
Oh, sorry. If you want to get rid of the second one, which is in a school uniform, put Brian in the chat. If you want to get rid of the third one, put Sharon in the chat.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Brian or Sharon.
Can I vote?
You can. You have to do it on your phone.
Of course you can.
Hang on. It's bad telly, isn't it? We're all busy typing. It's not quality entertainment if we're all doing something else.
There's a lot of Sharons.
Oh, poor Sharon.
Is
it actually Sharon we're putting in the bin?
Can I just reiterate, it's the haircut.
Oh, okay.
Not actual Sharon. So if you want to re-vote, now's your chance.
It's that thing that happens when someone who's naturally quite dark suddenly decides to go blonde. Yeah, I've seen that happen on many an occasion, and it's never a good thing.
Because I've got naturally dark hair, and I tried to go blonde once, and it was just Well, it was pure orange. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
It takes
back
a lot.
in around about 94, 95 at school, a lot of people putting sun in the hair.
Oh
Where you
God,
used to
yeah,
get-
I remember
You
that.
used to get a thing called sun in, and you put it in.
Yeah.
And
Bleach.
on like my hair, it just probably around that time I had a haircut like this, a bit longer down here, but the ends of it just went ginger. They just went like orange because of it, and it was just like.
Sun-in was meant for blonde people who wanted to be a little bit blonder, not dark-haired people.
Yeah, dark-haired people who wanted to go copper. Yeah, that's what we went.
Yeah. Okay, so that is that Sharon then?
I definitely think so. I think I've only seen about 3 Brians, so yeah. So Sharon
I think
wins.
the Ginger's won it.
Ginger's gone.
So we're moving to Heather and Heather's choice.
To me, wow. it couldn't be my choice without it being 90s fashions. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Preferably a combination of all, really.
Yeah. Okay. So I have also got pictures for this. And this isn't me, so I'd like to point out none of these are me. So sorry you're hoping that, because they're not me. But they have the choices that I want. So I'm going to kind of explain a little bit for the first one first. And the first one is, so there were the shirts of the 90s where they were like, it looked like someone had spewed up and then someone had took a picture and went, oh, that's a nice pattern. I'll make a print with it. So they took a picture, then made a print and then stuck it all over a shirt. Or it was either like that, or it was like, and I don't know if any of you said it was just a thing that we did. Did you ever used to make colouring patterns as a kid? So you'd literally get a piece of paper and you'd just make a scribbly pattern all over, and then you'd colour all the little different bits into it, like various colours. And then that was made into a print and it was stuck all over a shirt.
I remember doing that. doing that.
So like we
That's
just call it
really what you're talking about.
Colouring patterns. Pardon?
It's modern art.
Modern art.
It's when you're bored in class.
I actually love the Prince of Bel-Air, but I will show you said shirt that I'm referring to, or one of said shirts. There was many of these types of things, many, and they were like that. It was kind of just all sorts of stuff put all together, and
that is so 90s.
And that's coming back.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a mess, but it's back in now.
Yeah.
The vomit shirt.
Yeah, the vomit shirts. That's what they are. Basically, someone spewed over, and if someone spewed over the shirt at that time, people would have gone, "Oh, thank you, I love the pattern." Do you know what I mean? Like that would have been the response. You know what I mean? And then someone went, "Oh, it's not enough carrot." I don't know why that's always in spew, but it's always carrot. And it's a thing. It's a thing, honest. But yeah.
Was that one of your other dates, Laney? The one you've not told us about when you vomited over?
No, that's never happened. No, I've never done that. I haven't had that date. So, moving on to my second choice. My second choice, I did debate about 2 for this because I was definite on the other one, but I did debate about 2, and the one I've decided not to go with was the slip dress. So it was the dress that looked like a 90, essentially. And it looked like people were always going out in their silky 90s, and that was it. So it always looked creased for some reason. It never really worked.
Have you got photos of this?
I haven't got photos of this because it's not actually
one of
my choices. But it's not actually one of my choices.
Yeah, but he wants to see girls in their underwear. That's what he said.
That's where we're going with this.
Yeah, that was what it was, wasn't it? But what I have gone with is these tops. So these were the like bandana handkerchief tops type thing, and that were really popular. Yeah. And if you had boobs, and I did, there's no way you could wear one of these because one, like the bottom part would be that far away from where your stomach was because it'd be like out here. It just wouldn't look right, and it would always roll up anyway. So I could never get away with one of these. You know what I mean? I could never get away with looking cool like that, I suppose, if that was what was cool at the time. So yeah, I chose the sort of bandana handkerchief style top.
But that was usually paired up with if she turned around with a thong sticking out the back of them jeans.
Yeah, half the arse.
Yeah.
I mean, so low rise that you'd literally be smiling at the world from the back end.
Yeah. And a tramp stamp with angel or something.
And if you sat down, worse. Parting of the ways, just wrong.
Yeah.
So wrong.
By the way, that's meant to be Beyonce, but it doesn't look like it to me.
That's not Beyonce.
Apparently it is.
Oh.
In the picture I took it from, it was Beyonce and Destiny's Child at the time. But,
Okay,
anyway.
wow.
Yeah. So my last choice and my biggest hate out of all of these is I don't even know what I'm gonna show you. It's the polar neck belly top. So your neck is lovely warm, right? Your belly doesn't matter if it's cold. Your belly must be able to take it. I mean, mine probably could, but like hers is pretty flat anyway. But like, what is with also these kind of had long, although you can't see on this, these tops had long sleeves as well.
Yeah.
And it was such a weird look. It was like, so you've got a really warm, like you look like you're wearing a really snug warm thing, and then you sort of scroll down and all your midriffs on show, and I'm kind of like, why? Why?
What season do you wear that in? I mean,
Yeah,
there is no season that works in.
The only reason that become fashionable is because someone like Beyonce or is that Tyra Banks?
It could be. It was she was in Prince of Bel-Air, and I think she was her.
But it's someone who's famous and like who people look up to for fashion. And her nan's gone into knitting, but she's getting the stitching wrong, and she hasn't gone down far enough. But she says, "Oh, don't worry, Nan, I'll wear it when I'm going out." And she's wore it just to be nice to her nan. And when she's gone out, and other people's going, right, designers, we need a load of them in the shops tomorrow, and that's how it's become fashion.
How bizarre. I don't even remember that being a fashion. That passed me by, for which I am very grateful.
I mean,
it looks familiar, but I would never have gone out in anything.
Yeah. I mean, the belly top became a fashion, and then they sort of extended it to having the polar neck and the sleeve bits, and I did have a belly top prior to having a belly, as bad as I do now, but but then when they added the polar neck and the sleeves, I was like, that doesn't make sense. That like logically, it's nuts. It's mad, isn't it? It doesn't make any sense.
Your kidneys still, yes. My nan would have had a saying about your kidneys catching your draft there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there you go. Those are my three.
Wow. Well, I mean, now I'm supposed to save one of those, and that's not easy.
Well, you don't have to.
Well, I know I don't have to, but I'd like to save one, and it's purely because I'm making a fortune selling vomit shirts. I will save the vom shirt from the bin, because those mad patterns in jumpers and God knows what else are doing pretty well. So it's come round again.
Yeah,
but it's not for everybody, is it? It's not a look. I wouldn't wear one.
No,
that's for sure. I look it very silly indeed. So I will throw it out to the audience, whether you want to bin the bandana top, the stuff that's barely there, or if you want to ban the belly top. So it's bandana or belly. Which one do you want to ban? You can start voting, and I'll attempt to count.
Yeah, we shall see what they decide.
Oh, hang on. Lex's 90s cool. Oh, cargo pants and flip-flops. Yeah, that was a good look. I like that.
Wait, flip-flops are sort of back, but they're now called sliders.
Yeah.
I always wear them in summer, so I'm never in fashion.
They're called thongs, aren't they? Where you...
No, that's wrong. I'm sorry.
I can't even see it. It's weird.
We all know where thongs been, and you're not putting that on your foot.
No.
Oh, it's fairly close. I think there's more belly than bandana at the moment. So
yeah.
And yes, do donate on the link below for Mind, because it's a brilliant cause. Please do.
Don't worry, I haven't snuck off to the toilet. I'm just turning my laptop on.
Yeah, just all right. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Sliders don't have a thing bit, between the toes, Elaine, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worn fit flops for years because they're comfy and I can't bear shoes. But yeah, cargo pants. I have sold a couple of cargo pants lately, so it is definitely making a comeback.
You can never find your car keys in cargo pants or like combat truck. Well, we used to call them combat trucks. Because you always where they're at, somewhere.
You're trying to get a new car an hour later because you're still searching which
on either side as well.
Yeah, it's always an extra pocket within a pocket that you know there's something in there, but you can't work out how to get in. It's like, where the hell? Yeah, cargo pants are good. It's looking like that weirdness that is the belly top.
Good choice. Good choice.
Which I'm very glad of because that's one that passed me by. So, and popper pants, yay, we like popper pants.
I think I'm pleased with that because that was my most hated out of the things. That was the one that bugged me the most because it was just odd. How can you have like two-ish, have your head in winter and your belly in the summer? You know what I mean? It doesn't work, does it?
You'd have to be lying across two climate zones, wouldn't you? That wouldn't work.
It would probably work for someone really tall, like if they're so high up.
Like Steve.
Really tall torso. A long torso. Yeah.
No.
Okay. So, where are we now? We're moving on to you, Susan, aren't we?
Yep. Okay, so my category is previous Banish bin guests. I was looking back earlier, and I think you've done 36 episodes of the Banish bin, and I thought it would be a good idea for you to review anybody who came on the Banish bin and tried to break the rules or bad behaviour or stupid categories or something like that. So over to you, Laney. You picked the three that you found bad Banish bin behaviour.
Okay, so right, when I thought of this, when I saw the category, there was two that straight away came to mind, and they were like instant. I was like, oh, need bother with them, write them down. And then the third one I had to think about, and then I was going to think of one reason why, and it was something that they banished, and I thought actually that's probably a bit serious for the thing, the choice of what they banished. It was kind of a serious category type of thing, so I thought maybe I won't do that, maybe I'll do something else. So my first choice is Andrew Monumental, and the reason I chose Andrew is for Onion Gate. Now, anyone who was in the thing at the time, when it came to the food category, as most of us are aware, Andrew hates onions. So he decided his three choices were different kinds of onions. So he went for a spring onion, a shallot, and a standard red onion or whatever it was. And I was like, no. That's cheating. You're not getting away with that. So after a while, we got over to the point and made him choose two other things as well. And onions were saved as it happens.
Quite right too.
Yeah. So yes, Andrew, who is Monumental, is my first choice for, as I said, cheating.
Great. What's your next choice?
No, staying along the same lines. Hello, Neil.
You knew, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh. He's
gone off in his
He knew it as soon as you said the categories, didn't you?
Yes.
Bless you.
He's blushed.
So I'll still stand behind my reasoning.
I know you do. I'm not saying you don't, but at the end of the day,
what's the reason you're choosing Neil though?
The reason I'm choosing
various
Neil,
things I can think of.
There was two reasons I'm choosing Neil, right? The first reason was that he also tried to cheat. What he did was he wanted to banish cats from shitting in his garden. Now, and to banish cats from shitting in his garden, he decided to pair it with Dogs for the Blind and charities. I think it was. Charities was the last one, was it? Yeah. So again, completely cheating, because they weren't really things he would have banished. He was just trying to use them to get what he wanted. Were you just checking to see if anyone cats were shitting in your garden there?
Yeah.
Then you look out the window.
I hope they are.
And yeah, and the other reason was leaving your headphones on when you your mic on when you go to the loo. Yes, because like it was like, you were like pissing like a stallion, I'm gonna say, because that's kind of what it was. And I had to mute you, unfortunately. I mean, we all had a laugh about it, and we're now Carla doing a Nigel, don't we? We're Carla doing a Nigel, but yeah. So Andrew and then Neil is my first choice, and the last choice, and the reason for this choice, the last choice is JR reselling. So JR reselling is James. And the reason I actually really like James, and I'm sorry to do this to you, but the reason being is he was, as many people had tried along the way, to banish celery. Now, I like celery, right? And many people had tried to banish it along the way, but I'd always managed to save it. And this one time he came along and he put another, it was pears. He also put pears into the thing, and I really like pears, and so I chose the pears before the celery, and so therefore the chat took that as their moment to basically banish the celery. So I'm blaming him for like putting it in again and not giving me a different choice where like it was something else I disliked, so I could save it. So
I totally agree. I think GR reselling is banner.
Well, I'm sorry, Laney, but you've made my choice so easy, because
I know
I also wanted to banish celery, and I hate celery. It is like the most evil, poisonous thing. I don't know why anyone could eat it. It's horrible. So I am going to save JR reselling, because he rightly wanted to banish celery too, and he even succeeded. So that was great. So sadly, the other two are going to have to be voted on by the chat. So to the side chat, if you would like Andrew Monumental, his performance on the banish bin, to be binned, please put what did it? Onion Gate. Please put Onion Gate. And if you would like Neil's performance on the banish bin to go in the banish bin, please put P-Gate.
Onion Gate, Onion Gate, Onion Gate, Onion Gate.
P-Gate.
Onion Gate, Onion Gate,
Oh.
Onion Gate, Onion Gate. It's subliminal chanting I'm doing here.
Yeah, by the way, you can vote Neil. You have one vote. Unlike Monumental there, who's trying to vote for quite a few.
Well, Andrew's voted for P-Gate and spelled it a different way every time, trying to.
Yeah, all right. He's trying. Good luck counting them, Susan.
Oh no, I'll let you count them, Lane.
No. You banish my celery again. So no. You crack on.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'll just pretend I've counted them and put the one I want to go in.
No way.
Nick says it has to be the onions because the penguin was hilarious.
Thank you.
I think the onions have it, yeah.
Onion Gate, Onion Gate, Onion Gate, Onion Gate.
And how many people are going to go back and watch P-Gate again?
Onion Gate, P-Gate. I think the Onion Gate has it, yeah. Although that's not my choice.
I would just like to thank my public for keeping me in. Thank you very much. Thanks for standing by me. It's been a pleasure.
And thank your microphone for recording so thoroughly.
Andrew, get in the bin.
Okay.
So that's the end of all our categories. And Laney has one more category to do. And this is the one where she has freedom of choice and no restrictions by us. And it is the random mix. So off you go, Laney.
Right. So do you want to hear a couple of the ones that I didn't end up choosing? Or do you not? Shall I just move on and just go straight into the ones that because this is already like, what is it? 2 hours, 4 minutes.
Which is a show. That's like a YouTube show for you, Laney.
I think it's still a long way short of Stall 69's performance. Wasn't he on for about 3 hours?
No, I think I don't know actually. I can't remember.
He was on a very long time.
2 hours something, but I can't remember which was the other number. So anyway, a couple of things that I didn't choose were pranks, because I hate pranks. Thumbs up on Messenger. You know about that one. Don't like it. You know when someone just replies with just a thumb and nothing else, that like it's kind of like, yeah, I'm not talking to you, bugger off. That is that one. Then when you say something really funny on Facebook, or you share something really funny, and then like loads of people like put laughing emoji like in the bit with the like thing, and then you get one person who just likes it, and I'm like, ugh, just don't even look at it then. Don't look at it. That bugs me.
Maybe they don't know how to do the laughing emoji.
Scream metal, because there's just, what's the point? You know what I mean? Just go into the wilderness and scream. You know, that's what people do when they normally like need to do that. And then when you get movie trailers and they do the whole good bits of the film in the trailer, what's the point of watching the movie? Like that bugs me.
Oh yeah, that is annoying. Yeah.
And the last one is story texting. So someone texts you and they put just a 6-page story and you text and you're like, and that's actually a reference to my sister, because my sister does it, and she kind of just tells me the whole like of everything that I've already know and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I know that. So then I'm really annoying probably back, because I'll go, okay. She probably can. Yeah, I probably annoy her back because of it, but it's just like, I didn't need to know all of this, but still.
She's there with sore thumbs going, it took me hours to send it.
So that was a few that I didn't pick, so we'll move on to the ones that I did. Right. So the first one is the snotty bit on an egg. So when you get a fried egg, right, and you're like in a restaurant or somewhere and like they do your breakfast and whatever, and they bring it over, and then they get the plate, and there's the bit round the yolk that's kind of snotty and not cooked. Oh, it's like horrendous. And so therefore I can't, if I have egg in here, I have to have them flipped to make sure that bit gets cooked.
Can I ask, is that usually snotty after you've sent it back to the kitchen?
No. It's just that sort of bit that isn't cooked. It's always near the yolk. And I always remember my mum when she was cooking eggs back in the day. She'd have like, half a jug of fat in the thing, and they'd be like splashing it all over the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's how it would cook, and she would cook it, so I was fine that way. But then now, like if you go anywhere, it always seems to be like just that. Ugh. I kind of So I have to flip it, and as long as that bit then gets cooked, it's fine.
It does, Elaine. The yolk does have to be runny, but it's a fine balancing act.
Yeah. You can still manage to keep it runny, as long as you don't cook it on the other side too long. But
poach it. If you poach it, it gets done.
I do like poached egg as well, but yeah. Okay. So then the second choice. The second choice is kind of to do with numbers, right? And it's so if you're turning your TV up, you want it up a bit louder, right? You can only leave it on 25 or 20, or it has to end on 5 or 0. Like, who is the weirdo that's turning the TV up and then just leaving it on 19? It's wrong. It's weird.
What? Can you explain this a bit further? I don't get this.
I don't know really, because it's weird. It's to do with odd numbers, and I find it's like it's a weird thing. I have to do it the same with the computer sound. So if I turn the computer sound up, I have to leave it at say like right currently it's on 75, so I can't like have it on 70 because
I freak you right. Mine's on 48.
Oh,
I like my car stereo. I like that on 19.
yeah.
I can't put it on 20 because 19 is a better
you got
number.
to round it off. You need to have it rounded off.
No.
See, I'm with Susan here because our telly is usually 16, or then it goes to 21 or 23.
It's weird. It's weird.
Depends how
Do you
many
know what it
people
is? Like, if someone else has control and they put it on 22, for instance, I can cope with 22 if they do it. And I can't cope with 22 if I do it. But if they leave it on 23, I have to change it. And I know it's really weird. I know it's weird. And I knew saying this was weird. But I don't know why, but it's weird. And I know that.
Is it just the number 23? Have you seen that Jim Carrey film where he's got like a thing about 23?
It doesn't matter in, you know, if you have it on 73 or 63 or whatever, or 27 or anything like that.
I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from, Laney, because I like 19 and I like 27 and I like 33. So I do get that kind of, I like a certain number, but not odd or even though.
You know what? The weird thing was, right? It'd be even weirder. I used to have Sky TV, right? And you know how you could record stuff, and then you recorded this, it automatically recorded series for you. So every time I went in there, if they were odd numbers, so if one of them had 23 episodes, I'd have to delete them.
Oh man,
this is taking it a bit far, Laney.
You know what Laney was saying about that photo when she was younger, when it says, "Oh, you could tell by the haircut and the look of them they were a serial killer." I think this is the next step, where like the numbers it is like the next step. Step 3 or 4 is going to be the murders. So watch yourselves, people.
It's very strange. I mean, if I turn the telly up, there's only if it's. I don't care what the number is. It's what my ears are happy with. If it's too loud, I just go like, oh, too loud. And I don't care what the number on the screen says.
Heather's the sensible one.
No, I've just got sensitive hearing. I don't like shouty telly.
The thing was, right, if it was on 20 and I couldn't hear it, and the only way I could turn it up was to have it on like 27 or 23 or 33 or whatever, I wouldn't be able to turn it up any further.
You'd be sitting there like that.
I'd just be getting like, it's so weird. And I know, and the thing is, like, so if I do it by accident and like I kind of try and put it down and like just be like, don't be stupid, it's, you know what I mean, I have to pick it back up and fix it. I can't leave it. I really can't leave it. It's such a weird thing, and I know it's weird, and I know probably telling all users is going to make it far weirder. And I like
that way. Chris Tyler's just been very rude. Very rude indeed.
I've just seen that. Very rude. Yeah.
No, exactly, Chris, but there you go. And yeah, so that's my second choice. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
So I want to banish people who leave it on the weird numbers. Just do thingy that. Right.
Yes.
And my last choice. Are you ready for this one? Because I think there might be some controversy here with this one as well.
Is this going to get weirder?
So I'm going to do an imagine the scene. Are you ready? Now you might be able to imagine this scene better, Neil, because you'll know the place I'm talking about. So
is it me back garden? Oh, I know what it is. Is it me back garden and cat shitting in it? Yes.
No. It's not like that. Okay. So imagine the scene, right? Oh, I'm echoing a bit there. Imagine the scene. I was, I don't know, quite youngish, 18, 19, and I'd gone to, I was going out for the night, and we were going to the Princess Tuxedo. Now, Neil know what that is, don't you, Neil? That is it was a nightclub on a ship that used to be parked down. It was down the Tyne, innit?
It was on the Gateshead side, just under the Tyne Bridge.
Of the Tyne Bridge, right? So it used to be parked there, and I was going there, and you used to have to like climb this kind of what looked like a kind of gangplank, didn't it? That you were going up to sort of go in and stuff. And it was amazing inside. It had this really big the really big room, and in the really big room there was a revolving dance floor, and it was so funny to watch that, just like have everyone fall off when they were pissed. It was hilarious to watch when like people were trying to jump on it, and they were all doing that thing when you used to do skips as a kid, like to try and jump on it when they were drunk, didn't they? And then they'd fall back off, come off the other side. That was always hilarious. So and that was kind of like the mainstream room that was always had the popular songs, any new songs that were out and stuff. But then there was loads of smaller rooms as well. So there was like it changed quite often, didn't it? There was like an ABBA one, there was a 60s one, there was a 70s one, there was an 80s one, and it all had like different like sort of genres of music in it. So me and my friends were chatting to these guys and that, and like I got like really friendly with one of them, not that kind of really, really friendly, but anyway, so we were outside on this sort of deck at the top, and so anyway, like he goes to kiss us, right? And I swear to God, I felt like I'd been suction clamped for a second.
Oh.
So there was that bit, but also his tongue just sort of flew in my mouth, and it was kind of like going, it was like having it was like a washing machine on fast speed going round inside my mouth, and there was all this kind of slaver thing going on, and then he was licking the tops of my teeth, and like I felt like he was using my tonsils as a punch bag, and I was wanting to be sick, but I felt like I was suction clamped on and I couldn't get off, and I didn't know what to do, and I was only young, and I didn't, and I was get like so I eventually kind of pushed myself off him and kind of thing, and there was literal there was slapper on my face.
So what out of this do you want to banish, Laney?
The whole thing.
So because of that, it's French kissing, because I can't go to the French kissing thing. Like I just can't, because of that sort of thing, that whole first experience of it, in a sense. Yeah. And so if anyone sort of goes to in future meetings when anyone went to kiss me in that way, I just had that thought came back, and all I could think of was that. And I just don't find it makes me kind of go like that, and that's not really a good thing, is it? Like, if someone's going like that when they're supposed to be romantic, it doesn't really work.
When you went to say there, Laney, sorry, you went, and when anyone meets us, I thought you were going to say, if anyone meets us at future meetups or anything, don't greet us like that.
You're safe. I won't.
Stall is saying, when is the Princess Tuxedo open? Sounds great.
Closed a while back. It was decommissioned, sadly, but it was so cool, wasn't it? But apart from that incident, yeah.
Actually, I've got a photo, because it's just been my wife's 40th, and I've got a photo. It was taken on the morning of September the 11th. The day when the planes went to the building.
Yeah, we know what happened.
From that building, and it is that. Let's see, that photo there.
Yeah,
is that you?
That is on the Tuxedo Princess.
Oh, it's on the Tuxedo Princess.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
If you look it up and Google and put revolving dance floor, you probably find some people falling off it somewhere. But and so for the rest of that day, I went, I'm just going to find my friends, and he was like, okay, and I kind of had to sort of go around the different rooms and avoid him for the rest of the night, because I couldn't go back there. You know what I mean? My mouth hurt, he's suction clamped on, it was like being sealed in the washing machine with something going around. It was just weird, and I just can't deal with it. It's and so ever since then, I've always had this aversion of French kissing kind of thing.
I feel like I've been on a roller coaster of your love life tonight, Laney.
We know too much.
Quite traumatic.
And also, when you see it on telly or whatever, you always see it, and the first thing you see is the tongue.
Yeah.
You go to kiss and you see the tongue go in, and you're like, I didn't want to look, mate. You know what I mean? And I instantly just get it's cringe. Very
if
cringe.
anyone watches, right, it is a guilty pleasure of mine, like Love Island.
Mhm.
Right, and I know I'll get slated for it. Loads of people hate it, but Love Island is quite good. Apart from the bit, what you would hate, Laney, is when they kiss, and they've usually got a camera overhead, and it is like ASMR, and it says,
Oh God, don't.
Oh
No,
no! Don't
I hate
need sound
ASMR.
effects. Don't need sound effects. It's awful.
So we've got to we've got to decide if we want to save any of these three between us, Heather and Neil.
Yeah, and you've
So
got to
there's
agree.
snotty eggs. Does anyone want to save snotty eggs?
I do
don't.
like mine flipped and done both sides, mind. I don't want like a
So
ring
we're
egg.
happy for that one to be put to the
Yeah.
choice. What was the second one? I've forgotten.
Saving the volume on weird numbers.
Oh, I want to save the volume.
I want
one
to save.
because I'm happy. I love mine being on 19.
I like old numbers.
Weird.
Are you
I'm
happy to
saving
save
numbers
that
too.
one, Neil?
I'll save. I was going to say French kissing, but
Oh no, I think the French kissing should be up to the vote.
That was bad French kissing.
French
Yeah.
kissing,
Trying to put me off
just
French
randomly
kissing for
in the
life.
middle of public, just
French
like
limpets.
He's put me off
Yeah,
French
we'll
kissing for
save the
life.
volume
And
one.
just
So we're
that.
gonna save the volume one then. So the chat can decide. Would you like to banish snotty eggs or bad French kissing?
No, just French kissing. We're
Oh,
not
okay.
bad French kissing.
I'm sorry.
It's like,
All
put the
French
whole thing
kissing.
in.
Just for Laney.
Yeah, because I'm never gonna like it. So yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be
Stephen. The French have a lot to answer for.
Oh, here it comes.
Snotty eggs.
Snotty eggs. Come on, the snotty eggs.
I think they're getting there.
that'll add a different element as well.
Oh, there's a couple of French kissing coming through, but it's mostly the eggs though, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's gonna be the eggs. Sorry, Laney. You're gonna have to put up with loads of French kissing in your future because
I'm just not kissing anyone. And that'll help.
The next reseller meetup, Laney, you're in for
Yeah.
a shock when everyone greets you.
Yeah. There.
the Sunderland meetum is gonna be a
Yeah,
one
you're
to
not gonna
remember.
like show us your phone volume on like 17 and that. Look, phone volume on 17. Go away.
More
Yay,
snuggling for
more
Laney.
snuggling for Laney.
No, it's no snugging for Laney. Laney doesn't do
So
snugging.
that's the
So
end.
Jason Momoa was outside of the door just now, and he was going to say, "Right, Laney, I'm going to give you the snottiest French kiss you've ever had, even worse than that 16." You would
I
go,
don't think you'd say
"Get
that.
out," or would you let him come in?
Oh look.
Yeah.
No, she's not quite convinced now.
Am I
What's thinking
saying?
about it?
Am I? I probably didn't hear that. I might change the area he does it in.
Laney!
Rude.
Well, surprise, Laney.
No, no.
Laney!
Oh look, you've blushed yourself there. Look at that. All
It's
unnecessary.
suddenly got very warm in here.
Oh, it's very hot in here.
Oh God.
Um,
But it kind of gets me out of it, doesn't it?
Indeed.
Oh my God.
This is getting out of hand.
Jack says someone
It's
call
a
off.
good job
Tom.
it's the end, isn't it? Good job it's the end.
Yeah, right in the gutter.
Ah,
Right, are you all right, Laney? Can you end
yeah,
the stream?
cool. I'm fine. I'm fine. All right. I just want to say thank you to everyone, to all of you, to you three, and all of this lot who have put me through this tonight. I've enjoyed it really weirdly. I've actually enjoyed it. I thought it's good to get you kind of your rant out there in a sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of
It
like
is.
this past
Free therapy.
whatever.
Well, big.
You see, Lex has just written.
Yes.
Please donate.
Who said I meant that? I could have meant
Well, I
in
think
the
it was
boobage
quite clear.
area. The boobage area, you know.
We know what you
Anyway.
meant, Laney.
We know exactly what you meant. Dirty girl.
I just want to say thank you to Laney for having all the banished bins, the whole 30 odd of them, however many there were, because it's been great fun.
Well, am I 37? Yeah.
Oh my God, you're an odd number, Laney.
I'm an odd number.
Oh,
I'm do it now.
We're not
No,
seeing
it's
it.
all right. I've got a playlist, but I'll just delete some people out.
You'll have to delete Andrew's because that's the one that's been banished.
He got banished, so we're all right. I can cope with 36. Woo!
I like that. If you've been affected by anything said tonight, please donate.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Yes, everyone, please donate because it's a great cause.
And then Elaine's going, and then we wonder why we get sex trolls.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God. But thank you everyone for donating tonight. And if you haven't and you've got a couple of quid spare, please go and pop it in the pot, as it were. And thank you, as I said, for all my guests, and thank you for all my past guests who have done the Banish Bin. The Banish Bin will be back next year. I'm going to revamp the categories a little bit, and obviously everyone who's done it is welcome to come back on, and those who haven't are welcome to do it, as it were. Now, I'm debating whether to come back for a Chatty Tuesday for a little bit. I'm still awake. For now. But I don't want it to end up as like 3 hours later kind of thing, which usually happens with me. So if I do come back in say 15 minutes, I need everyone to promise that I'm not still here at 2 o'clock. You're going to kick me out, right? I'm not going to be silly past that time.
Oh, 14 more minutes.
Yeah. So you want us to talk for 14 more minutes to beat yours?
Because he doesn't want to be the longest one. Sorry, Stall. You've won.
But I tell you what, right? When I come back, you can just connect the two and pretend it was on that long. Well, that's what we'll do. So if any of my guests who have been on tonight would like to join me for a little bit of Chatty Tuesday, you are quite welcome. I shall give you a link when I sort one out.
Need to go for a wee.
Yeah, well, that gives everyone 15 minutes.
While you're live.
You got 50. Do it while you're live. You got 15 minutes to get a drink, get a wee, you know, get a proposition. Yeah, get a proposition, whatever you want. And we'll be back here and in 15 minutes to have a bit of a chill out for an hour or so, she says.
An hour.
An hour or so. All right then. Goodbye,
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.